Hello everyone, it's Carrie from sunshineinmypocket.com. Today I have a fun project for you. We're going to be using the new Ice Day stamp set from Miss Ink Stamps and some beautiful ink colors from Ink on 3 to make the background. There are so many pretty colors of ink. Today I'm choosing just a handful. I'm going to be using blue, green, turquoise, yellow, white, and black. These ones are called Bee Sting Yellow, Goddess Green, Trinity Teal, Peacock Blue, Shark Tooth White, and Paint It Black. So we're going to start by inking on these colors onto an A2 size panel. I'm going to be cutting this panel down just a little bit, so I'm not worried about excess ink on the edges. So I'm just inking this on rather quickly, not worrying too much about those edges. So starting with that Bee Sting Yellow, and now I'm going in with the Goddess Green. I will add some Trinity Teal and then the Peacock Blue, and just inking these on slowly and building up the color, going back and forth between colors when needed. And for this Peacock Blue, I'm going to add it with a large blending brush. This gets the color on very quickly. It's one of my favorite tools. So I got that green on pretty quick. Now I'm going to be adding some of that Paint It Black around the edges. And this just deepens up the color, makes it look like a darker evening sky. And so I'll do that around all the edges. I love the way this ink is turning out. And here is our finished panel. Now I'm going to take this stencil from Miss Ink Stamps. This one is a beautiful snowflake look. It's kind of detailed and delicate, and I just love that it's a little bit different. I'm going to use a finger dauber to ink on that Shark Tooth White ink. This ink, look at how vibrant it is. It is actually more juicy. It's probably the best pigment white ink that I've used. I love it. It's actually a fusion ink, so you can use this for a lot of different techniques, but it was very bright and I loved it. I'm actually going to dab a little bit of that off to kind of tone it down just a little bit, so you really don't need a lot of this. I was really surprised how beautiful that went on. Now to the penguins. I love these cute little penguins from Miss Ink Stamps. This is their new stamp set, Ice Day, and I'm just going to spread those out when I stamp them, because in this stamp set there are some really fun accessories that I wanted to add to these penguins. So I'll stamp all of those on just like that, leaving some room in between. And now look at this. There are some Santa hats in different, they go in different directions. There's a candy cane, there's a fish. I'm going to use this Santa hat here on the large penguin, and I'm just going to use an acrylic block with some black ink that's good for Copic coloring here, and just stamping that down right on top. I'm going to add another one over here to this next penguin, and just again using my acrylic block, stamping that down, making it a little bit twisted to the side, kind of off the edge, a little bit of his head there. And then this, look at these reindeer antlers. So I'm using that on this little penguin, adding a candy cane to his little arm there, his wing, I guess, and a little fish to this little guy. And look how cute. You can dress up your penguins exactly the way you want them, make them look a little bit different. It's super fun to build these penguins. Now I'm going to add some coloring. I'm using some Copic markers in some oranges and yellows for the beak and also for their bodies. I wanted to give them a little bit of brightness, and you'll see that these are really going to pop on that background that we did. I like the bringing the yellow through to the penguins that's also on the background. So you'll see how that's going to turn out. And I'm just going to kind of tone it down a little with the colorless blender. So adding that yellow and then toning it down with the colorless blender a little bit. So easy to color these up. For the rest of the body, I'm using some neutral grays to give it the black look that a penguin has. And I'll start with the darkest color here and then blend it out with an N5. So I start with the N7, blending out with the N5, and I'll bring in an N3 as well, just a little bit. It's hard to tell, but it really does add some interest to this penguin, gives it a little bit of light and darkness for the black part. Super easy to color. I am going to be adding some gel pen highlights as well at the end. So I'll just finish coloring up these penguins. I'm going to add some red to the Santa hats and just doing some simple coloring on those. I added some red to the candy canes as well and a little brown for the antlers. I decided to give them a little bit of a fire area. I'm using this little campfire from the Bear Hugs stamp set from Missing Stamps. I'll color the center with the red and outline that with a little bit of the orange that I used on their beaks, and also ending up with the yellow that gives some interesting colors to the fire as well. For the logs, just going to use 3 different colors of brown, going in with some darker colors and then blending that out with some lighter brown colors. Again, really easy to do, and just use whatever coloring medium that you like. Now we're going to go ahead and put this card together. I went ahead and cut all of those penguins out. I also cut out some letters, some alpha letters in to spell the word Mary. I used some green glitter paper and also some black shadow for these. So I'm gluing the green glitter paper a little bit offset to the black shadow, and that's really going to make it pop off the edge. Now I'm going to cut down the panel and we're ready to assemble. This is going to be so cute. I'm going to use a black mat for the outside of this. And for the Mary, I'm not making it in a straight line. I think it looks super cute, just kind of alternating a little bit here and there, up and down. And I'm just going to pick this completely up with some mint tape. Oh, that one came off a little bit. The glitter paper doesn't stick very well to just about anything, but I picked all of those up so I could glue them down at once, and then I'll just tape that down until the glue is set. And then for the penguins, I'm going to add some with liquid adhesive, and the front ones I'll pop up with some foam tape. That's going to give this some dimension and interest, and look how fun those little penguins with the candy cane and the fish, they look like they're ready to roast them over the fire. Look how happy this little penguin family is. They do look merry, very merry, don't they? So I'm going to go ahead and glue this whole panel to the black matte frame, and then we'll glue that to the card base. I'm using a 110-pound card base for this one to make it nice and sturdy. And I thought it needed a few more highlights, so here's the gel pen that I talked about earlier. Gonna just add a few highlights on the penguins themselves, and I thought that it could use a few more snowflakes there in the middle, so I'm gonna darken those up. I'm not adding any more of the white pigment ink or fusion ink to my finger dauber. There was plenty left on there, so just adding a few more of the light snowflakes in the background. And there we go. There's our card base. Just going to glue this to that as well. And that will finish our card for today. I did add a little bit of glitter glue using some of the Stardust stickles on the Santa hats and also on the fire. So you'll be able to see that a little bit here and also in the end photos. Can you see it glittering a little bit? But look at our cute merry family here using those beautiful products from Missing Stamps and Ink on 3. This is a part of an Instagram hop. So if you want to hop on over to Instagram and comment and go through the hop, you could enter to win a $25 gift card to both companies. So head on over. I'll have the links below, and the rules and deadlines and instructions will be there on Instagram. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this project. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.